Jonathan Creek was created by One Foot in the Grave and Love Soup writer David Renwick back in 1997. The series ran until 2016 and saw Jonathan Creek, played by Alan Davies, use his natural ability for solving puzzles to tackle head-scratching crimes and murders. The unique character lived in a windmill in Sussex and teamed up with investigative journalist Maddy, Caroline Quentin. Despite wrapping in 2016, the show aired a one-off special that December and still has a place in many of the nation's hearts. Express.co.uk has taken a look at where the original cast are now and their professional lives since leaving the series. Many of the actors have gone on to star in some major shows and movies. Jonathan Creek, Alan Davies. Jonathan was the duffel-wearing cynic and illusionist expert, who used his magic talents to solve problems and crimes that others couldn't. Since leaving the show, Alan has gone on to be a permanent panelist on BBC Two's comedy panel game quiz show Chi. Alan has also found fame through his comedy and has become a well-known and widely popular stand-up comedian. The actor went on to also star in sitcoms such as Whites and Damned, as well as comedian center talk show Alan Davies, as yet untitled on Dave. He previously spoke to Radio Times about returning to the show and said, "People still ask if we're going to make more. If David wrote another script, I'd do it like a shot. The show changed my life. And it's the only BAFTA I've ever won." Polly Creek, Sarah Alexander Polly was Jonathan's wife, and whilst she was never a fan of his ways of meddling with crime cases, she always understood it was hard for him to forget his investigative instincts. After leaving the show, Sarah starred in sketch shows such as Armstrong and Miller and Smack the Pony. Like her on-screen husband, Sarah also has a background in comedy and became a regular face on Green Wing and The Worst Week of My Life. The talented actress broke her way into the movie world after she landed the role of Empusa, youngest of the three Lillam sister witches, in the movie Stardust. Reverend Wendell Wilkie, Warwick Davis. Reverend Wendell was a huge devotee of the impossible crime puzzle and Jonathan Creek fan, who quickly became drawn into the mystery when he was called in to perform an exorcism. It has been argued that Warwick Davis has had the biggest breaks since leaving the BBC series and has starred in some well-known films. His breakout role was starring as Wicket the Ewok from Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi, but is probably best known as portraying Professor Flitwick and Griphook from the Harry Potter films. He was also the star of Ricky Gervais' sitcom Life's Too Short. Nathan Claw, Ken Bones Ken, was a veteran film director, whose output of horror movies in the 1970s generated its own brand of terror, according to the plot's synopsis. Many Doctor Who fans will have seen his face before, as he played the General in The Day of the Doctor. Ken has also starred in ITV drama Dares, Father Brown, and films such as Exodus, God and Kings, and Walking with the Enemy. Alison, Georgie Lord Allison, was Nathan Claw's stepdaughter and Georgie's Creek debut into the world of TV, but she already had an accomplished stage career. She has starred in the theatre show Boy at the Almeida Theatre in London. Stephen Emmon Elliott. Emmon was in the first season of Game of Thrones and was the singer who travelled with Tyrion Lannister and Catelyn Stark. He also had a small role in Prometheus as Chance the Pilot, plus as the Resistance's Major Brance in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Other cast members include Rosalind March, Calendar Girls, The Evermore Chronicles, Jason Barnett, Agatha Raisin, Bad Education, and Joe Martin, Still Open All Hours, Doctors.